the cup of the confidence of our children. Make sure it's always overflowing. This will make these children to stand out. Everyone, hope you are all well. There's some peculiar problems that our children face, and it is my pleasure to share it with some parents today in order to help us to know how to help our children. Some of the silent things these children suffer. Some they tell us as their parents, some they don't. And they suffer with these things. And to be honest, that doesn't make our job any easier as parents of Black children. It actually makes it a bit more intensified because we need to do a little bit more extra than we would have done were we back home in Africa. What do I mean? For example, many times our children often face racial discrimination in their schools. They do. I tell you the truth, if you bring your child very closely to you, if your child feels safe with you and feels close to you, he or she will tell you that she faces racial discrimination every now and then. And that was why I did those 5 affirmations, positive affirmations. If you have not seen that video, you can check on my page. You see that video that I did. It's a very serious thing. Say these words to that child. Let the child have affirmations, knowing that he or she is exactly who he or she is meant to be. The color of her skin is exactly beautifully and wonderfully made, and she's meant to look that way. And that color does not limit her. She can be all that she's meant to be. You need to speak these words into these children because they do face racial discrimination. I give you an instance. My daughter, so one of my daughters came back to school, from school and said to me, "Oh, mommy," and this happened some years ago when she was quite little. She was about in primary, I think she was in year, here they call it year, right? Yeah, she was in year 3, I think then. And she said to me, she came home and she said, "Mommy, there's this child who keeps telling me that I look like I have got chocolate poured all over me." Yes. Another child says to your child that she looks like she's got hot chocolate poured all over her. And it was left for me to speak to my daughter and say, "Don't worry about that. You haven't got hot chocolate poured over your body. You've got the most beautiful, most authentic skin color ever. You are beautifully, you are wonderfully made. Look at the stars like you. Do not ever, ever feel bad about that." If she said it to you and you don't know what to say, just walk away. Okay? Walk away from whoever tries to put you down. Just walk away from him, walk away from her. But remind yourself and say it back to her, "I do not look like I have hot chocolate poured all over me. I have a beautiful brown skin. I'm lovely, I'm wonderfully made." Say these words to that child and just walk away. If there is a teacher nearby, you can report that to the teacher. These things are really, really real. We need to speak these things to our children. We need to make them understand that they matter. And whatsoever type of discrimination they face in their different schools is not really who they are. It is tasking. I mean, like I said, it's a bit more work for us. I mean, when you are back home in Africa, you don't need to say that to your child, do you? No. But here, yes, it's an added job, but it is worth it. You're gonna grow old to really be grateful that you did that for that child, because that child will grow to be very confident. Number 2, cultural identity confusion. Sometimes some of them that were born here can begin to have some, identity confusion sometimes. Some of them are wondering, so why am I like this? So why am I like so? All their intonation and everything is British or American. However, their skin is brown in color. So it is our duty as parents, as mothers, to make sure that we feel up. It will help them to carry themselves in the future. And we need it. We need it for them to be the best they need to be, for them to be their highest, truest possible self. They need these words from you. Number 3, they also lack representation. Sometimes limited visibility of Black role model in some media can actually also affect these children. I tell you something I did. So sometime not too long ago, I had to go into the bookshops and look for books written by Black authors for Black children. Now, that is not me being discriminatory. No. It's me showing my children that this is also possible. There are also books about you, beautiful books written by wonderful authors. So I can strike a balance. It is a tough job to parent any child abroad. Take it from me, free of charge. It is a very, very tough job to parent children here in the UK or in the US. In the diaspora, it is tough. But we can do it. Why? Because we have God. Because we are determined ourselves as parents. Because we are filling our own cups and making sure that we are okay enough to be able to talk and fill the cups of our children. Again, social exclusion. Being the only Black child in a certain environment can actually lead to feelings of loneliness or exclusion, especially if peers and teachers also lack cultural awareness. Now, ask me about it, because I also live in an area where we don't have so many Black children. And yes, my children also suffer that in school. Sometimes you see them saying, oh, my classmate or my friend is having a birthday and she invited everyone else, but she did not invite me. And then I'll tell her, don't worry about it. It's okay. You've got your siblings. Today you are going to actually, in fact, tonight we are having our movie night, so kind of. And we are buying this, we are getting this, we're going to have popcorns, so that we can make up for that party that you could not attend. And it is okay for you not to attend it. So these things are real. To be honest, if we look back to when we were children, and anytime you feel segregated or you feel separated from the rest of the people, it's not a very nice feeling, right? If we all can think back, However, with that feeling that we already know, it can help us, and the value that I'm bringing to us today can help us to then know how to take care of our children, to know how to speak good words to them, to know how to encourage them, to know how to make them not to feel different. Yes, they are different by their skin color. However, they are still lovely humans. And we need to make them to understand that the color of your skin doesn't change who you are. We have nice white people. We have nice Black people. We have very ill-mannered Black people. We also have very ill-mannered white people. So the color of your skin does not really determine who you are. Your skin, your body is the container. The real you is inside of you. And we have very lovely white people. I can tell you that. Very, very lovely ones. And I can also tell you that there are some very ill-mannered, not so nice Black people. Oh, take it from me, free of charge. There are some of them that are very, very ill-mannered. So, but that's what makes the world. But it is our responsibility as mothers, as parents, to tell our children that these things happen. And when they happen, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't change who you are. It should not reduce your self-confidence. So